to provide for those who grieve, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They're going to be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. That was the role of Adam and Eve. That was the role of Israel, but they couldn't do it. And so Jesus comes and says, I can, and I have done it. I'm living this life, and I'm bringing this kingdom right now into your midst. Here's our challenge is we are rich, and Jesus is talking about helping the poor. We live in a rich country. Just to own it. We just got to own it. Doesn't mean we're bad people, but I think it blinds us to, what Jesus is emphasizing. I think it's easier for us to jump to other themes and topics because we don't know what it feels like to be on the underside of society like Jesus was. He was a part of the poor people. He was lowly. He didn't have many rights because he was living under a foreign power on his land. And at the end of his life, he was stripped of his rights, had an unjust trial situation, and died humiliating death of a criminal on a Roman cross. But we don't get it sometimes. We miss some things, I think, because we don't experience the brokenheartedness the way we really could, that a lot of people do. And honestly, I think if we cared more about the poor, I actually think the world would take notice, and it would be a light. And I don't think we'd have to run and try to grab people. I think people would be coming to see what is God doing. You people care about the people that God cares about, that Jesus came to save. I think our wealth and our comfort has blinded us to the things that Jesus emphasized. This concept of deliverance or salvation, it's the same word. But what does that imply? It implies that you need to be delivered or rescued. But again, I think our comfort and our wealth kind of blind us to it. Justice and righteousness. He cares about how we treat each other. Because left to ourselves, we create societies that are unjust and unrighteous. We will even call some people untouchable in certain cultures. We do it all over the world. That's what people do. We need to be delivered from that. We can't manufacture righteousness or justice on our own. Peace. Where's peace? But who's going to bring peace to this world? Do you know what's going on in Haiti right now? This is insane. There's all over the world. We could just go all over the world. The lack of peace. I think we tend to go individual with a lot of this stuff, but God is trying to do something in the whole world. Jesus brings restoration of a community or the rebuilding of a community. Jesus brings true joy, even in the midst of pain and sorrow. He is the experience of God's presence in himself. This is who Jesus is, and we need to give him the proper respect that he is due.